Gurve dase tina pikaya tina. Gurudev Kripa Bindhiya Gurve dase tina pikaya tina. Sakala saham bolo diya koro jamane shiyahina. Sakale saman korite shakati deonata jata. Kavido gaibo harinama sukhe aparada habe hata. Shakti Buddhi Kabehe no Kripa Lavae Jano Vikasha Hoye Nata. Shakti Buddhi Amiyati Koramore Admasata. Yogyata Vishare Nahi Pai Tumara Karuna Sara. Karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya karana rati boaro. Karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya karana rati boaro. Gurudev Kripa Bindhiya Gurve dase tina pikaya tina. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Parama Karuna Pahundri Jana Nitai Gaura Chan Radha Shiramani Shivalaya Nanda Kanga Bajo Bajo Bai Chaitanya Nikai Sudrida Vishwasa Kori Vishayacharya Shiroshimajya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Deko Ore Bai Nivane Nai Emona Doya Latata Pashupakshi Jhure Pashana Vidare Shunijar Gunakasta Samsare Nadia Rohili Korea Sekare Nahi Lo Asha Apana Karama Gunjaye Shamana Goe Lochana Dasa Paramakoruna Kahundijana Nikai Gaurachandra Jaya Govardhan Jaya Govardhan Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Govardhan Hari Bol Very sad. Okay, we're going to Govardhan Hill, as mentioned in the Sri Buddhashamrita. The pinnacle of all places for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is at Sri Sri Radhakund, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur preferred to be just down the road, to keep Sri Sri Radhakund above one's head. And that's Govardhan, just down the road. And very merciful environment. Krishna there accommodated all his devotees. 7 days, he held Govardhan Hill aloft on his little finger of his left hand. And all the devotees got to be with Krishna 24 hours a day. Normally, Krishna would be with certain devotees at certain times during the day, at night. But at Govardhan, he was with all of them all the time, 24 hours a day for 7 days a week. And this is a prayer by Raghunath Das Goswami asking for residence at Govardhan Hill. And it's a very potent prayer. And if you sing this prayer, then you'll end up living at Govardhan Hill. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, you have to check the box. Nijapati Bhuja Dandach Chatra Bhavam Prapadya Ratihata Madha Drishtod Danda Devendra Dharva.
Dehi Govardhanatvam Pramada Madana Lila Kandare Kandare Te Rajayati Navayunor Vanvanashmin Amandam Iti Kila Kalanhartam Lagnakastadvayorme Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Anupama Manivedi Ratna Simhasanorvi Ruhajara Darasanu Droni Sangeshu Rangai Sahabala Sakhi Bisa Khelayan Svapriyame Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Rasanidhi Navayuno Sankishindhana Kile Duti Paramala Vidham Shyama Vidim Prakashya Rasika Varakulanam Modamas Palayan Me Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Haridetama Purvam Radhika Kundamatma Priyasakam Iha Kante Narmana Lingya Gupta Navayuvak Yuga Kelas Tatra Pashan Rahome Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Stala Jala Tala Sasper Puja Chaya Yacha Pratipadam Anukalam Hanta Sambhardhayanga Trijagati Nijagotram Sartakam Kyapayan Me Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Surapati Krita Dirkha Drohato Gosharaksham Tavanavagriha Rupas Yantare Kurvataiva Aghabakarupunocher Tattamana Drutame Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Girinirpaharidasa Shrinivariti nama Mitam idam udinam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chatrat Vrajanavatilakatve Klipta Vidhasputam me Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Nija Janayuta Radha Krishna Maitesha Sakta Rajanara Pashupakshi Varta Saukya Kadhata Aganita Karunatvan Mam Uri Kritya Tantam Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Nirupadi Karunena Shri Sachinandanena Tvaikapatistamopi Tvatpriyanarpitosmi Iti kalu mama yogya Yogyatam tamagrinhan Nijanikata nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam Rasadarasakahamsya Srila Govardhanasya Chitidhara Kula Bhartur Ya Prayatam Dadaite Sasapadi Sukadesmin Vyasamasya Chakshar Shubha Yoga Saiva Ratnam Apnoti Turnam.
Good to know. Do the last one again, we'll go up instead. Rasadida Shakamasya Shila Govardhanasya Shitidara Kula Bhartur Ya Prayatnadavite Sasapadi Sukadesmin Vasamasadya Sakshat Shubhada Yugala Seva Ratnam Apnoti Turnam. O Govardhan, O King of all incomparable great mountains, O hill that became an umbrella with the arm of your own Lord as the handle, and then destroyed the pride of the Deva king, madly attacking with raised weapons, please grant me the residence near you that is so dear to me. O Govardhan, please grant me the residence near you that will guarantee the sight of the youthful divine couple as they enjoy transcendental amorous pastimes in your caves. O Govardhana, O hill where Lord Krishna happily plays with Balaram and his friends in the incomparable jeweled courtyards, jeweled lion thrones, trees, waterfalls, mountain brooks, caves, peaks, and valleys. Please grant me the residence near you that is so dear to me. O Govardhan, O hill that provides the dark courtyard that witnesses the Dhanakeli pastime of the nectar treasure youthful divine couple. O hill that brings great bliss to the best of those who relish transcendental nectar, please grant the residence near you that is so dear to me. O Govardhan, O hill that, hiding as you playfully embrace the neck of your dear friend, Lord Hari's dear, unprecedented Radha Kund, secretly gazes at the pastimes of the youthful divine couple, please grant to me residence near you. O Govardhan, O hill that nourishes the cows with its water, grass, and the shade of its trees, declares to the three worlds the appropriateness of its own name. Please grant me residence near you. O Govardhan, O hill that the enemy of Aga and Paka honored by transforming into a new house to give Raja protection from the sustained fury of the Sura king. Please grant me residence near you. O Govardhan, O king of mountains, O hill whose nectar name, the best of Lord Hari's servants, flows from the moon of Sri Radha's mouth. O hill that the Vedas declare to be the tilak marking of Raja, please grant me residence near you. O Govardhana, O philanthropist that gives transcendental happiness to Vraja's people, animals and birds, all anointed with the nectar of friendship for Sri Sri Radha Krishna, surrounded by their friends, out of your immeasurable mercy, please accept unhappy me and grant me residence near you. Although I am a cheater and a criminal, unlimitedly merciful Lord Sachinandana, who is very dear to you, has given me to you. O Govardhan, please do not consider whether I am acceptable or not, but simply grant me residence near you. One who carefully reads these 10 verses praising the King of Mountains will attain a joyful residence near Govardhan Hill and will swiftly attain the jewel of Radha and Krishna's divine loving service. Nijapati Puja Dandach Chatrabhavam Prapadya Pratihatamada Drishtod Danda Devendra Garva Atula Pratula Shaila Shreni Bhupa Priyame Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. Divinity Divine Service. Translations. Since everybody already memorized the Sanskrit, now you should learn the English. Right? Uh-oh. Ugrashrava Sutta Goswami, the son of Romaharshan, being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply. Srila Sutta Goswami said, "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that great sage, Shukadev Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyas, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher castes, his father, Vyasadeva, feeling separation from him, cried out, 'O my son!' Indeed, only the trees, which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation, echoed in response to the bereaved father. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Shuka, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who, out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge, after having personally assimilated it by experience. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. The questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. All occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. Life's desires should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, since a human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's works. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. O best among the twice-born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation, according to caste divisions and order of life, is to please the personality of Godhead. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? O twice-born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Thus the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance, and just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. Firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than the raw wood, and fire is still better. For by fire we can derive the benefits of superior knowledge through Vedic sacrifices. Similarly, passion, rajas, is better than ignorance, tamas. But goodness, sattva, is best because by goodness one can come to realize the absolute truth. Previously, all the great sages rendered service unto the personality of Godhead due to his existence above the three modes of material nature. They worshipped him to become free from material conditions and thus derive the ultimate benefit. Whoever follows such great authorities is also eligible for liberation from the material world. Those who are serious about liberation are certainly non-envious, and they respect all. Yet they reject the horrible and ghastly forms of the demigods and worship only the all-blissful forms of Lord Vishnu and his plenary portions. Those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance worship those in the same category, namely the forefathers, other living beings, and the demigods who are in charge of cosmic activities, for they are urged by a desire to be materially benefited with women, wealth, power, and progeny. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, the purpose of performing sacrifice is to please him. Yoga is for realizing him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. He is supreme knowledge, and all severe austerities are performed to know him. Religion dharma is rendering loving service unto him. He is the supreme goal of life. In the beginning of the material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. After creating the material substance, the Lord Vasudeva expands himself and enters into it. And although he is within the material modes of nature and appears to be one of the created beings, he is always fully enlightened in his transcendental position. The Lord as Supersoul pervades all things, just as fire permeates wood, and so he appears to be of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without a second. The Supersoul enters into the bodies of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effect of these modes by the subtle mind. Thus the Lord of the universes maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men, and lower animals. Assuming the roles of incarnations, he performs pastimes to reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta translations of the first canto, second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Divinity and Divine Service. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Now we're going to have continued offerings to Srila Prabhupada. And there's some protocol. Everyone who wrote something will go first, right? And there's not that many devotees in the temple room right now, but my prediction is there's people at home finishing their offerings. And as the day goes forth, or the morning goes forth, we only have an hour and a half. More devotees will flood into the temple room. So although it looks as if everyone should have about half an hour to give their offering, I think it's more like 5 minutes or so each to accommodate as many devotees as possible. Would you like to say anything about what's going to happen? Let's just set up over here and then we'll start forthwith. Nichapati.
Hare Ram.
Really appreciate it. Maybe move that chair a little further over.
Little further.
Further this way, maybe. More towards the pillar. Yeah, thank you. Welcome everyone to ISKCON of Silicon Valley and our extended offerings to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, ISKCON's founder Acharya. There are many temples you can visit all over India, and the main focus in each one of those temples is the deity itself. For instance, if you go to Jaipur and you attend Mangal Artik, you'll notice that, first of all, there's 3,000 people there for Mangal Artik. In many places, there are 3 people for Mangal Artik. At Jaipur, 3,000 people come. And at the same time, you may notice that Radha Govinda are the focus of attention, and you won't find a Vyas asana anywhere in the temple where the founder Acharya is seated. This is especially a feature which has been emphasized in our parampara, the Acharya Sampradaya. There's a way in which Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur enumerated the various luminaries. Of course, there are hundreds of thousands of gurus that have come forth from the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. But then, just as in the scientific world, there are scientific luminaries who have defined the principles upon which everyone else enacts their research. And similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had named the main luminaries in the Guru Parampara. In our ISKCON society, we're very fortunate to have a founder Acharya, an irreplaceable title. No one else will become the founder Acharya. Srila Prabhupada, therefore, is prominent in every temple. And we worship Krishna, Radha Krishna, through the medium of and under the guidance of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So it's rightly done that all the devotees feel this connection to Srila Prabhupada. As Prabhupada mentions in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita in the purport, although one may be the descendant of the descendant of the descendant of Krishna through the disciplic succession or of a particular guru, and worships through that via medium of one's own guru, the experience is direct. And we should simultaneously feel the connection between ourselves and Srila Prabhupada in all that we do, for it is under his specific guidance and by the instructions in his books, which are the primal sound vibration of ISKCON, his purports, his specific directives, and the mood in which he enacted devotional service, emphasizing, for example, the teaching of Krishna consciousness to others as a kind of high sadhana, and so forth. It's very important. So in our practice of devotional service in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we take time to express our affection for, our obedience to, and our connection to Srila Prabhupada, no matter which generation we come from. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarne. So there's a list I have here, official list have been handed by Madhuri Saki, who did her due diligence to find out those who have written offerings and who will be ready to be called. So I'm going to name the names now, and please be ready to come up right away. Please don't say, oh, I'll go later, or something like that. First will be Shraddha Devi, then Sundarananda, then Sukeshwari, Yashoda Kripa, Jashdani, Shamalangi, Sadhu Vrindavan, saw him a second ago, now he's gone, Nikunja Nayaka, Gita Priya, Aniruddha Nitai Chand, Tadiya Seva, Shastra Sarprada, Santosh, Kotu Karnava, Anushri, and Kennedy. Did everyone get the order? Shraddha Devi Dasi.
Ajnanatimarandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, when I entered the temple hall on Janmashtami day and saw you surrounded by flowers and two very beautiful peacocks by your side, I was instantly transported to your abode, the Vrindavan Dham, and I could not take my eyes off of the altar. Look at the peacocks. They are sitting so peacefully by you. Yes, that is the effect you have on all of us, Srila Prabhupada. Just the other day, I was reading this verse from the Gopi Gita. Tav katharmitam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam shrimadatam bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida jana. Translation: the nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by the learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent. And I was struck by how aptly this verse describes both you and me. Words that describe me are tapta jivanam, which indicates suffering in the material world. To experience this firsthand, all that one has to do is to work for the corporate world. I was lucky that I tasted the nectar of your words, which you wrote pounding away on a typewriter until the wee hours of the morning. Your books are the Kathamritam. Your Krishna Katha converted hippies into sages and continues to transform thousands every year via the learned sages, your disciples. And we all can confirm that your narrations are being broadcast all over the world thanks to the broadcasting team. You are indeed munificent, and though you are not on this planet, your energies are still acting through the disciplic succession. On your holy appearance day, please accept my heartfelt gratitude, and please bless me that I may be successful in spreading Krishna consciousness through the corporate channel. The scene is not good. Reduction in force, slashing of perks, and long working hours. We are suffering from our own sins, and on this day, in the mood of Narottam Das Thakur, I pray to you, dear Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada karuna koro, ami dina hina jane, masamu patita Prabhu, nahi tribhuvane. Oh my dear Srila Prabhupada, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. Oh my Master, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the three worlds. And this is my only qualification to receive your mercy. Your hopeful servant, Shraddha Devi Dasi.
Next will be Sundarananda Prabhu, and as Sundar Prabhu is coming up, I'd like to continue a thought that Shraddha brought up about the peacocks, and that is that Krishangi Gopi has made this artful creation on the Janmashtami and Vyasa Puja Day, which is, I think, unprecedented in the history of ISV. I was also thinking how this is becoming the flower loka. The flowers just keep coming out every direction, and they're all the more beautiful. But I think Krishangi Gopi has taken us to a new level with the peacocks. Thank you very much, Krishangi Gopi. And thank you, Shraddha Devi Dasi, for that very practical and piercing offering. Hare Krishna. Sundarananda Prabhu, please.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarane. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory is done to you. On this auspicious occasion of your Vyasa Puja, I was meditating on the wonderful glorifications of your disciples in your Vyasa Puja book 2023. One common thread I could notice across all the offerings was the gratitude they expressed for the gifts they received from you. Taking that inspiration, I would like to also appreciate the gifts that you have given to all of us. You have given us many gifts out of the 64 items of devotional service, but I would like to focus on the gift of the 5 potent devotional service that you have given us. First of all, I would like to thank you for the wonderful disciples and grand disciples that you have given us. They are so dedicated to serving your instructions, imbibing the ideals and standards that you have set for them. Our faith grows not only in acquiring knowledge, but also seeing real-life examples of your wonderful disciples. We thank you for giving these examples here locally and also worldwide. Thank you for giving us this wonderful association of devotees all over the world. The second gift that you have given us is the gift of your books that you have painstakingly translated and with all the wonderful instructions in your books. Where would I be without your books? My own journey in Krishna consciousness started by reading your Bhagavad Gita as it is, that helped me to become a devotee. I was confused about all the demigod worship and how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it was your book that actually removed those confusions and started me on the path of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for writing these books and helping us to transform our lives from material to spiritual. I hope and pray that I can continue to take advantage of these books and transform my life spiritually. The next I would like to talk about is the gift of the temple. We have established temples all over the world. What a gift this is for humanity. It is so essential for a neophyte devotee like me to experience Krishna consciousness and to advance in Krishna consciousness. Temples are like spiritual embassy. And there is a stark difference between the environment and the spiritual energy inside the temple and outside the temple. It's like a stark difference between coming out of the Vrindavan Dham and entering the city of Delhi. And the next gift I want to talk about is Srila Prabhupada. You made the holy places of Vrindavan, Mathura and Mayapur now be famous all over the world. More recently, I have the good fortune of visiting the Vrindavan Dham and also the Krishna Balaram temple, which is, of course, the main place of worship for ISKCON devotees. Whenever I enter the Krishna Balaram Mandir, it's always crowded and there is no place to enter the temple. So who made the Dham so popular? Of course, it was the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he entrusted this mission to Srila Rupa Goswami and to Srila Sanatan Goswami and all the Goswamis to excavate all the holy places in Vrindavan Dham. And you took that mission and popularized the Dham all over the world. And finally, I want to thank you for giving the gift of the holy name, Srila Prabhupada. We started the chanting of the holy name at Thompson Square Park, and you propagated the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world by popularizing the chanting of the holy name. So thank you for all these gifts, Srila Prabhupada. And I pray that I can completely take advantage of these gifts and I can become a worthy instrument in your divine mission. Hare Krishna, your servant Sundarananda Das.
Thank you, Sundarananda Prabhu. Now we have Sukeshwari Devi, and thinking of Sundarananda Prabhu, we remember the verse, Vetatom saumya tat sarvam. Those who are gentle and submissive to their gurus, they attain all perfection and knowledge. And Sundar Prabhu, in the service of his gurus, and Srila Prabhupada is certainly an example of that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sukeshwari.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Shishi, Guru and Gauranga. Prabhupada, wishing you a very happy appearance day. Prabhupada, this year, again due to your causeless mercy, some of us friends have been reading Srimad Bhagavatam systematically every day. As we were reading the 10th canto, your purports actually comes live to show us what happens in Goloka Vrindavan. What a fortune to even be in touch with such precious purports and explanations. I'm truly indebted to you. Prabhupada, reading the same thing again and again make things much more clearer to our mind. Mundane literature cannot be read several times, but your purports are so nectarian that reading it again and again makes it so much more relishable. Prabhupada, I want to thank you for everything you have given us, but who else will I ask for more? So here I'm asking for more. I absolutely need your blessing so I can truly give up the attachment to various things of this material world. It's been very hard to truly be sincere in my endeavor to serve your mission. I need your help. I hear all the time that chanting is very important, and I really want to taste the true essence of it. Please guide me. I need blessings for the online classes, which I conduct with my college friends, my relatives, and the parents of devotees. Let me speak what you want me to speak so that they can take up to Krishna consciousness seriously. As for Sankirtan, at ISV, under our wonderful leader, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, everyone at ISV is working very hard to achieve the goal. As I always request you to let us achieve our goal, please help us again this year to achieve our goal for Bhadra Purnima. As far as Bhagavad Seva is concerned, after pandemic, we had difficulty with doing online classes, and hence we have started Saturday school. Praying and hoping we can achieve our mission of conducting classes for kids and adults and distribute books. Thanks so much, Srila Prabhupada, for everything. Your eternal granddaughter, Sukeshwari Devidasi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sukeshwari. Shoda Kripa, Prabhu, and Sukeshwari, by her exalted Guru Maharaj, is so aptly named. She's the exemplar of determination with a smile. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. The word Prabhupada is a term of the utmost reverence in Vedic religious circles, and it signifies a great saint even among saints. The word actually has two meanings. First, one at whose feet or pada there are many Prabhus, means a master which the disciples of a guru use in addressing each other like devotees like us. And the second meaning is one who is always found at the lotus feet of Krishna, the Supreme Master. This person is a perfect sadhu, the purest of all. Lord Kapila Dev speaks to Devahuti in the Bhagavatam. Titikshavaha karunikaha suhridaha sarvadehinam ajatashyatavah shantaha sadhavah sadhubhushanaha. The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. Jesus Christ was crucified. Haridas Thakur was caned in 22 marketplaces, and Lord Nityananda was violently attacked by Jagai and Madhai. But still, they were tolerant because their mission was to deliver the fallen souls. Dear Srila Prabhupada, You too are a personification of all these qualities. In order to fulfill the instructions of your spiritual master, you tolerated the afflictions of poverty, deteriorating health, and loneliness. When your students fell from the purity standards or committed blunders, you affectionately encouraged them to practice Krishna consciousness with more determination and diligence. Despite facing challenges and sometimes even criticism from your own god brothers, you stayed friendly with them all through your life. Living by the principles that you yourself taught, you are a perfect illustration of how an acharya should be. Fast forward 57 years. The tiny sapling that you planted has now become an orchard full of blossoming trees. As your most unqualified grand disciple, I see myself only sitting on a branch and enjoying the fruits of this orchard. I feel pampered with the easy availability of resources. I want to read, there are books. I need association, there are devotees. I need prasadam, there is always more than I can eat. Everything has been easily made available to me by you and your disciples. On this auspicious occasion of your appearance day, I sincerely pray for your mercy so that I can develop some appreciation for what you have done for us. The more I read and hear about your glorious pastimes, the more I develop a sense of responsibility towards giving back to our parampara. Dear Srila Prabhupada, while I was writing this offering, yesterday was my father's disappearance day. But with my spiritual father sitting here, I never feel lonely. I am extremely grateful to you for blessing me with the shelter of your disciple. I am incapable of contributing in the slightest of all the ways, and therefore, I beg for your divine presence in my life so that I can be a tiny instrument in spreading your words and glorifying Krishna, praying at your lotus feet and always desiring for your mercy. Your most insignificant grand disciple, Yashoda Kripadas.
Thank you very much. Yash is next. And in your offering, Yashoda Kripa, you mentioned an orchard of blossoming trees. You're certainly one of those trees that is blossoming. We see you as an exemplar of the sattva gun and always attentive to the rules and regulations of devotional service. Certainly a product of Prabhupada's unlimited gardening campaign.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, though I've never directly interacted with you, I'd like to share two experiences I've had with you through your teachings and disciples. Each experience has a quality from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions that you have mastered and I strive to learn from. The first quality is humility. I don't recall the exact story or situation that prompted this response. I think one of your disciples came to you and said that I'm the most fallen or the most something. Even though I don't recall the situation, I recall your response. You said that you are not the most anything. This statement displays the humble mood you always maintained that is essential to make spiritual progress. In this way, you embody Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching of being humbler than a blade of grass. The second quality is tolerance. In my car, I have a CD of the 2017 Sadhus Sangha Kirtan retreat playing on a loop. One of the speakers there was the author of the book Chasing Ranas with the Swami, Shamsundar Prabhu. He described how once at what seemed to be the equivalent of a modern-day music festival, while you were singing on stage, everyone in the crowd was intoxicated, not paying any attention, but you continued to patiently teach all of them the Maha Mantra and the Swami two-step, and ultimately got everyone to participate and dance in the kirtan. You are so compassionate to everyone that you meet. In this way, you embody the instruction of being more tolerant than a tree. I'm very grateful for all of the struggles that you have faced and for your perseverance in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. I pray to you to help me follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions. I also pray that I can always learn from and serve you, your disciples, and all of the Vaishnavas. Thank you so much. Happy belated appearance day.
Thank you, Josh. Next we have Shamalangi. And Josh gave an offering of gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. But it's not just words, because he shows up for everything and is always front and center to be at all the programs, expressing his gratitude through his determined practice of devotional service.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My dear spiritual grandfather Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Thank you for introducing me to Krishna consciousness. I want to glorify you on your divine appearance day, but I'm lacking in words. However, I can definitely talk a little about the miracle that you did in my own life. I led a useless life for many years before I met you through your teachings and Vani. Even though I was from India and had a Bengal connection, I did not know you. I remember some Russian ISKCON devotees visiting my neighborhood with your books when I was a kid, but I thought, who are they to tell us about Krishna? Later, after my marriage, I visited the ISKCON temple in Prayag, the ISKCON tent, in Prayag Kumbh Mela, and we received a Hindi Bhagavad Gita. I knew it was a good book to have, but did not care to know who wrote it. Some years later, I visited ISKCON temple for the first time with my husband in Coventry, UK. I saw the beautiful deities, enjoyed the prasadam, but did not know the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Later in Delhi, I visited ISKCON temples again, got calendars, prasadam, but unfortunately still did not know you. After coming to the US, we searched for an ISKCON temple nearby and found the one in Union Avenue. We visited that place. I loved the prasadam, and the devotees seemed fine too, but again missed paying attention to your divine grace initially. By Krishna's mercy, somehow this continued, and I kept coming on Sundays and sometimes on Wednesdays, paying obeisances to the deities, listening to kirtans, and having prasadam. I started chanting sometimes, but it was inconsistent. I tried reading a Bhagavad Gita, but never went beyond 2 chapters. I even hosted Bhakti Vriksha program at our home. Anand Rupa Prabhu and Srivas Pandit Prabhu were speakers, but did not understand the concept. I never came to temple on Saturday mornings. I was too lazy and to get out that early for a temple visit. Sleeping was much more fun. After almost 10 years, I started reading our Bhagavad Gita as it is, and this time I actually read it till the end. Then my birthday came, and I decided to come to temple on a Saturday morning all by myself. There I heard the Brahma Samhita being recited by your dear disciple, His Grace Vaisheshika Das. It attracted me so much, I did not understand anything, but it brought tears to my eyes. I never wanted to miss a Saturday morning program after that. Everything started becoming clear to me. This is all your magic. I did not know you enough, but you were still kind to me. Thank you for giving me a purpose and so much hope in my life. I feel protected and safe under your ISKCON umbrella. I am forever in your debt. It took almost 10 years for the Krishna Prasadam to digest, but better late than never. Your deepest desire is to spread Krishna consciousness everywhere. Please empower me to absorb a tiny bit of that mood so that I can play an insignificant role in your plan to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Please bless me so that I can follow your instructions and read and understand your books. I know that by your mercy, everything will be possible, and I beg to get a drop of it. Your fortunate granddaughter, Shamalangi Devi Dasi.
Okay. Now our very own and the one and only Sadhu Vrindavan. And Shamalangi, your offering is so much in accord with what Prabhupada wrote on the Jaladuta when he gave that paragraph about Shushusho Shadadanasya and then Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna. It seems as if we were to give an example of how his mission was successful according to how he conceived it there, your story is topmost. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your lotus feet. On this Vyasa Puja day, I pray for the mercy of the Lord and the Vaishnavas so that I can try and convey a tiny bit of your unlimited glories. In Krishna consciousness, we learn that we should be sincere in our devotion and have faith in Krishna that he will take care of us. You exemplified this aspect. When you reached the US, you basically had nothing, no home, no money. At first, you were even refused entry into the Jaladuta by Sumati Morarji. Yet you persisted and got entry into the boat. You traveled across the Atlantic Ocean and in a few years built an empire like no one has ever seen before. We had our Janmashtami festival a few days ago, and on average, about 12,000 people come to take darshan of the Lord. Before you came to America, who would have thought that there would be a beautiful temple in Silicon Valley where thousands of people would visit to celebrate the Lord's appearance day? Not only is there an ISKCON temple in Mountain View, but there is one in numerous cities all over the world. You have given us the greatest gift of bhakti, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to taste that nectar. During Janmashtami, I saw so many devotees performing so many services and got inspired to do some service of my own. It just mostly consisted of me bothering Hansapriya Matri and Nirakala Matri who were already doing so much until they gave me something to do. I was grateful that I got the opportunity to do the service, although there were so many more devotees who would do a better job than me. After finishing it, I felt so happy. It was so fulfilling to serve the Lord and his devotees. And I realized that this is the essence of Krishna consciousness. The Lord and his devotees are unlimited in happiness, and therefore, when you serve them, in turn, you feel joyous and blissful. You never told us to do austerity or yoga asanas. You gave us the easiest and most fun way to reach the Lord. Not only can you chant and dance, but you're also allowed to feast. So many yoga teachers may force their students to eat only certain things or fast for a few weeks so that they will be able to control their senses. In fact, you in the purport to the Upadeshamrita say that if you control your tongue, it will be easier to control the other senses. But as devotees, we just have to eat the prasadam that is offered to the Lord to control your tongue. Of course, it will only work if you start eating prasadam for the purity and not for the taste. And to develop that kind of consciousness, you have so nicely given the books of the acharyas and explained it thoroughly so that we can understand it. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.80.32, Krishna says to Sudama, Savai sat karmanam sakshat dujater iha sambhava adyo anga yatra shraminam yataham jnana do guru. My dear friend, he who gives a person his physical birth is his first spiritual master, and he who initiates him as a twice-born brahmana and engages him in religious duties is indeed more directly a spiritual master. But the person who bestows transcendental knowledge upon the members of all the spiritual orders of the society is one's ultimate spiritual master. He is as good as my own self. Echoing the words of my spiritual master, His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj's offering, I would also like to say that you changed the trajectory of the world's spiritual perspective. So many people are taking to Krishna consciousness, and it's exciting. On this day, I pray for your mercy so that I can serve and please my Guru Maharaj, as that is my life's goal. Please let me humbly serve the Vaishnavas with sincerity and gratitude. Please let me continue to serve this mission and help distribute your books. Thank you for everything, Srila Prabhupada. Your eternal servant, Sadhu Vrindavan Das.
Thank you, Sadhu. Now we have Nikunja Nayaka. And Sadhu, we talk about how Prabhupada attracted so many leaders, so many Prabhus who sit at his feet, but even after Prabhupada left, he continues to attract sadhus, literally, the Sadhu Vrindavan. When you were a little baby, before you could reach the ends of the Madunga, you still held it in your lap, indicating how before you left your last body, you were in Kirtan somewhere and started off here. And that's because Prabhupada's holding this space to invite souls like you into this world. One of the great future leaders of the Krishna conscious movement. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet. This is my first offering to you on your Vyasa Puja. So I felt it is apt to talk about how you affected me and brought in so many changes in my life. I was born in South India, where there is no lack of pious people or religion. I heard everything that I could hear about Krishna and Rama by the time I was already an adult. But it was not until I read your books, especially Bhagavad Gita, I could understand who Krishna really was and what his message was. Your words affected me to the point I was motivated to change my whole life. I was sitting alone in the room when I read your words on Paramatma, and those few statements gave me complete detachment to my meat-eating propensity. That is the power of your words in your books. They acted like a sword that cut my attachment to irreligious acts. Very soon after that, through your books, you made me give up intoxication. You helped me see the real illusion I was in. You made me realize how futile it is to have hope in material life. At that time, I had no association of any Vaishnavas. It was only your books and your words that breathed a living force into my spiritual life. Your mercy didn't stop there. It extended to me in the form of ISKCON. You gave me a way to systematically understand the tattva of Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and Mahaprabhu. You made the spiritual life practical and perfection attainable. You made me realize how rare this human birth is, especially this life of mine is. Krishna comes once in the day of Brahma. I am born in such age and just 500 years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most munificent avatar that came to give Yuga Dharma and bhakti in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the topmost gopi who stole the heart of Krishna. This life would have been useless if I had not known the sweetness of Mahaprabhu. It is that mood of love you made me understand through your books, through your organization, through your disciples. I am eternally indebted to you. No words of mine can express the magnitude of your mercy on me. You often say that one should aim to go back to Godhead in this life only. However, if there are any more births for me in this material world, I pray that I come across your books again, meet your sincere disciples again, and serve them again. Thank you for giving me this life, this Vaishnava life. I pray to you today that please bless me to become more serious, sincere, and stable in my service and sadhana. Your servant, Nikunj Nayak Das.
Thank you, Nikunj Nayak. Gita Priya. These testimonials, hearing from the real life experiences of devotees, are especially edifying, aren't they? And Nikunj Nayaka's talk about how he progressively came closer and especially was affected, how you were affected by Srila Prabhupada's purports and came to this point of determination in devotional service are potent. Thank you very much for sharing. This is Nectarian.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Happy birthday. Although I've never met you, I felt like you've had the biggest impact on my life. I remember when I went to LA last year for Rath Yatra, and all your disciples were speaking about all the pastimes you performed there, and I felt as if you were in the room with us. Every time I speak to one of your disciples, I feel as if you're talking to me through them as well. As I wonder how I could help propagate the movement you started here, I get scared. Not because I feel as if I won't be able to do it, but because I don't know how I can please you without having ever spoken to you. But I realize that I have spoken to you. I speak to you regularly through your books, your classes, and each one is an instruction for me, helping me progress in my Krishna consciousness, and helping me spread it all over the world. So now I realize I don't have anything to fear because I have full faith that you will always be watching over me, and for that I am eternally grateful. On your Vyasa Puja day, Nirakula Mataji had mentioned in her offering that my generation may not recognize the effort that you've put into this movement because we have our own gurus to look up to. This made me think and realize how difficult youth are. As youth, we are rebellious, impulsive, and still immature. As I was thinking about this, I realized all you did was work with youth. All your disciples at that time were young teenagers who had run away from home to follow you, and you turned them into such beautiful and exalted devotees. This just showed me your infinite patience and how I can see it in all your disciples, my Guru Maharaj included. So I thank you again, Srila Prabhupada, for giving me this movement and the devotees in it. Happy, happy belated birthday once again. Your servant, Gita Priya.
Thank you very much, Gita Priya. We have Aniruddha Nitai Chand, Prabhu, and while we were doing the final offering to Srila Prabhupada, just, when was that? Wasn't it yesterday? I don't even know what day it is. So I just remember looking through the room, doing a scan and seeing all the various generations and appreciating the striation of all who are affected by Srila Prabhupada's teachings and his presence. And Gita Priya, your offering was so aligned with that, and also the way you appreciate how Prabhupada reached out to the youth. We think of it now, there's youth and there's other generations, but back then, as you were saying, there was only youth, really. Very rare to have somebody more than 25 years old. Thank you.
I wrote this offering on behalf of me and also my better half, Tirukni Sakhi Devidasi. Krishna Vistaya Bhattara Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Vishesha Shunnavadi Pasute Deshatarini. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our respectful obeisances. We wanted to wish you a happy Vyas Puja. We are grateful to you for the innumerable blessings you have showered upon us in many ways in our lives. As we are trying to progress in our path of devotional service, we are understanding more about your contribution in ISKCON. Sometimes, even if we forget about you, you find some ways to re-enter in our lives. We got to know you more by hearing from our gurus, then by seeing the serial Abhay Charan, after that by reading Prabhupada Lilamrita and chasing rhinos with the Swami. Next we saw Prabhupada Memories and the film Hare Krishna, the mantra, the movement, and the Swami who started it. You have disclosed the process and secrets of success in devotional service in your books Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the Nectar of Devotion. In the process of reading these literatures, we are learning more about you and your mission. We have got a taste of your Bapu Seva by doing your dressing and Guru Puja in the temple. As you mentioned before to your disciples that the grandfather is more merciful to the grandson than the father. And you being our spiritual grandfather, you have showered us with immense mercy in spite of our shortcomings and lack of determination. Your favorite verse, Yasha Deve Parabhakti, Yatha Deve Tatha Guru, Tashe Katita Hiyarta Prakashante Mahatmana. The secrets of Vedic literatures and the knowledge gets revealed to someone who has unwavering faith and determination to their spiritual master. So please bless us so that we can also take shelter at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters and develop determination to serve them. We would like to end the offering by rephrasing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aniruddha Nitai Chand. Now we have Tadiya Seva. And Aniruddha, I was thinking how diverse are all the followers of Srila Prabhupada. If we look at the aggregate of all the devotees around the world, we'll find so many different personalities, but we have this one common feeling that Prabhupada has brought us in somehow or other, and hearing the unique circumstances that you came to Krishna consciousness and are experiencing not only the inspiration from his teachings, but also the vapu from serving him directly. As I talked about this morning, many temples in India don't have the presence of an acharya sitting on a vyasasana. It's just Krishna. So it's very profound. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj, for giving me this opportunity. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Thank you for building a world organization, ISKCON, which is giving shelter to so many wandering souls within this material world and keeping them away from illusory material energy. Your monumental work, Srimad Bhagavatam, is a daily medicine for all the conditioned living entities who can read and feel relief from the snake of material energy. As a founder Acharya, you have inspired generations to come to take to the process of bhakti. Without ISKCON and without devotees, life in this material world is a hell. As Kali Yuga is progressing, we can see the symptoms of Kali like war, petty fights, egoistic behaviors, selfishness, greed, lust, and envy in full swing. I pray at your lotus feet that I stay away from these vices which can ruin happiness and progress in Krishna consciousness. Your numerous disciples are continuing the legacy of spreading Krishna consciousness sincerely. I wish and pray that I don't leave the shelter of your divine lotus feet and the shelter of sincere devotees. I thank all the senior disciples of your divine grace who are like numerous moons who can relieve this material world. I thank His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji for creating an oasis in Silicon Valley. I also thank my spiritual master Indrajimna Swami Maharaj, who is working tirelessly through various festivals to spread Krishna conscious movement. Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 13th chapter and 60th verse says, Iti uktva aruhat swargam naradam saha tamburaha yudhishtiro vachastasyaha hrudi krutva jahad achuchuhuha. Translation: Having spoken this, the great sage Narada, along with his tambura, Veena, ascended into outer space. Yudhishthira Maharaja kept his instruction in his heart and was able to get rid of all lamentations. For me, you are like Narada. You gave instructions for all the conditioned souls to get rid of the sufferings of this material world. Hare Krishna. Sincerely, your humble servant Tadiya Sevdas.
Thank you, Tadiya Seva. Now we have Shastra Sar Prada. Tadiya Seva Prabhu has a very serious demeanor, and your offering reminded me of Rishabhadeva coming on strong, Nayam Deho Deha Bhajan Loke, with your admonishment of the culture, the declining culture of Kali Yuga, your metaphorical way of mentioning Prabhupada giving medicine for the snake bite of Kali Yuga. Thank you very much for your always serious presence. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dearest Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to you. As you know, when requested to read his Mangalacharan verse for the Vidagdha Madhava, Srila Rupa Goswami recited the very famous verse, Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirna kalau samarpayitum unnatojvala rasam svabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandare spuratu vashachi nandana. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation has ever offered before. The most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Upon hearing this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that this verse was an exaggeration of his glories. But you, through your activities of spreading Mahaprabhu's message around the globe, have most certainly proven that Rupa Goswami was correct in writing this verse. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's merciful army is a most radical and expansive one that does not tolerate the ignorance of even a single soul. With Rupa Goswami as its general, it has been subduing the fire of Mimamsakas, Gyanis, and Karmis with the ocean of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This army is most fortunate to have you, a lieutenant general such as yourself, who dropped the bombs of Siddhanta on Nirvisheshavad and Shunyavad. Thanks to you, the entire world knows the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam and has the priceless opportunity to know the glories of Rupa, Raghunath, Vishwanath Chakravarti, and your own Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. My horrible analogy aside, you are expert at presenting Siddhanta as per the qualification of your audience, and you are especially expert at fulfilling the ultimate directive that your Guru Maharaj gave when he said, I advise all to preach the teachings of Rupa Raghunath with all energy and resources. Our ultimate goal shall be to become the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Sri Rupa and Raghunath Goswamis. Thank you for giving me, through your example and your direct instructions, the opportunity to be a shark in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada, as you probably know by now, I'm horrible at expressing gratitude, but I want you to please understand that every moment of my life, every name I chant, every verse I read, every devotee I associate with is simply a product of you. Gratitude cannot be expressed to you even after unlimited lifetimes. For this same Anarpita Charim Chirat verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can one glorify Sri Sri Radha Gokulananda. Having this mercy, you are freely distributing it to one and all without any discrimination. You gave Srimad Bhagavatam to so many people that the materialists are complaining. Sankenita sapadida shama skandha padyavalīnām varna karna dhvanipathikatam anupurvyad bhavadbhi ham hodimbha paramashubhadan hanta dharmartha kaman yadgar hanta sukhamayamami mokshamapyakshipanti. Oh idiots, how unfortunate you are. I think you must have been hearing all the syllables, one by one, of the verses of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, because your ears are now denouncing the most auspicious goals of dharma, artha, and kama, and even decrying the fourth goal of liberation, which is most blissful. Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati in the Chaitanya Chandramrita remarks, Saive yambhu vidhanya gauda nagari velapi saivambudhe soyam Shri Purushottamo madhupates tanyeva namani cha no kutrapi nirikshyate hari hari premotsavastadrisho ha chaitanya kripa nidhana tava kim vikshye punarvaibhavam. The fortunate town in Gauda remains on earth. The shore of the ocean remains. Puri is still there, as well as the names of the Lord. But I do not see such a festival of prema anywhere. O treasure of mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, will I ever again see your glories? Srila Prabhupada, you fulfilled his prayer, and in this way you have given the opportunity to obtain prema dhan to everyone. Without this, I would have no purpose in my life. Material turnarounds would have unending effects, and life would be plain boring. What is life without the constant relishment of Hari Katha and Hari Nam and the association of devotees whose bhajan has been condensed by the constant meditation on Radha Gopinath's pastimes? You have given this, and without this, life is simply stupid and pointless. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for the constant sense of chamatkar, the great sadhus who generate this chamatkar, and an opportunity to enter into the Nitya Leela of Sri Sri Radha Gokulananda. I pray that I may be included in your seva to imbibe and teach the works of Rupa, Raghunath, and Vishwanath, thereby pleasing everyone. And finally, I pray, Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan dasa kari vetan more deha prema dhan. Without love of Godhead, my life is useless. Therefore, I pray that you accept me as your servant and give me the salary of ecstatic love of God. Thank you for the opportunity to relish the association of my Guru Maharaj, and thank you for defending Srila Rupa Goswami and proving the accuracy of his statement. Your most insignificant servant, Shasta Sarvpada Das.
Thank you, Shastra Sarvpada. And now we have Bhakta Santosh. And as they say, a broken clock gets it right at least twice a day. And whoever gave you the name Shastra Sarvpada got that right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namami Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschasya Deshatarane. On this auspicious week, the 127th birth anniversary of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and devotees, I humbly present my offering at His Divine Lotus feet. The impact, Prabhupada, you had made not on the just spiritual community but on the society at large is unparalleled. Your contributions extend far beyond the religious sphere. They are felt in the realms of philosophy, culture, and social service. Srila Prabhupada transformed the largely Indian spiritual pathway of Krishna consciousness into a global movement through ISKCON. With minimal resources, he sailed to the West and popularized the Vedic teachings of Bhakti Yoga, leading to the hundreds of ISKCON centers worldwide. Beyond being a spiritual leader, Prabhupada was also a social reformer whose teachings broke the cultural and social barriers. He established sustainable farm communities like New Vrindavan and many across the globe, and initiated the Global Food Relief Program, demonstrating that spirituality can provide practical solutions to the material challenges and improve the lives of everyone in the society. And perhaps the most potent contribution, Prabhupada, you had made is through your teachings and life lessons. Your perseverance, devotion, and unwavering faith in your spiritual master's instruction are a testament to the strength that comes from a life dedicated to the spiritual practice. One of the most important lessons you offered was the concept of Yukta Vairagya, or using the material resources in the service of the divine. You taught us that renunciation does not necessarily mean abandonment of the world, but rather using the world for higher and spiritual aims. Contemplating this, you had emphasized the principle of cooperation for a higher cause. You often said, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate, highlighting that united efforts amplifies collective spiritual progress. Your teachings on cooperation stand as a timeless model for constructive, harmonious interactions, not just within spiritual communities, but for society at large. Through your voluminous writings, including elucidating commentaries on sacred texts, on the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and many other books, you have provided a philosophical framework that addresses the modern world's existential questions and ethical dilemmas. In a world fragmented by social and cultural discord, Prabhupada's teachings offer a universal language and devotion to God, breaking down barriers and uniting people under the banner of spirituality. On this auspicious day, I want to wholeheartedly seek my forgiveness to Srila Prabhupada for my failures and shortcomings in my spiritual life, and seek his blessings that I could be steady in my spiritual life and being a humble servant of the servant throughout my life, birth after birth. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Santosh. Now we have Kota Karnava. Prabhu, and Santosh, your offering was practically poetical. It was so full of nuance and points. I was thinking how only those who are in disciplic succession, who are imbibing the knowledge can compress so many important points in a short essay as you did there, and it glorifies Srila Prabhupada the way that you express those. Thank you very much.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshtarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. I came in touch with your teachings back in 2011. I have never come across such a clear understanding of the purpose of human life, which is to achieve love for Krishna. Prema Pumartho Mahan. There are 5 purusharthas or great successes one can achieve in human life: religion or ritualistic duties, gaining material wealth, gratifying one's sensual desires, liberation from the material bondage. 5th is love for Godhead. You have clearly delineated the meanings of each of these paths in terms of Karma Kanda, Gyan Kanda, Upasana Kanda. You have also specified the limitations of these paths and the supremacy of Ananda Kanda or Bhakti Yoga over all of them. Of course, there are so many different aspects of my life which your teachings and your followers have impacted. First is to removing the unnecessary, forgetting my eternal position as servant of the servants of Lord Krishna, 1,000,000 times removed. I had so many coverings of illusion upon my consciousness, specifically the desire to be a renowned scholar and to be worshipped, praised, and respected. However, that desire did not give me any satisfaction. I would be always concerned about my position in society. How would people take me if I behave in a certain way? But in Krishna consciousness, I have to think if my behavior is appropriate as per Shastra and for Krishna's pleasure. Also, I can be honest and reveal my heart in confidence with senior devotees. These 2 things have helped me to come out of the rat race of material life. Second is to accepting the necessary. Anukullasya sankalpa pratikullasya varjanam rakshisyati yati vishvaso goptritve varnam tada atma nikshepa karpanya shadvidha sharanagati. Accepting things favorable for Krishna consciousness, rejecting things unfavorable to Krishna consciousness, always believing that Krishna is one's maintainer and protector, to surrender everything to Krishna and to maintain a meek and humble mood. These are the 6 limbs of sweet surrender. If you would not have taken the trouble to leave Vrindavan and write and spread the teachings of Bhagavatam, how would I have received this? Liberation or moksha, I have heard about it, but you have given the real definition of what is being muktipada, taking shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That is real liberation. Moreover, you have given me association of a bona fide spiritual master, sincere devotees, and the privilege to share this with others. Please bless me that I can take the best advantage of this association and make my life successful. Aspiring servant of your servants, Kautukarnvadas.
Thank you, Kautukarnav. Next we have Anushri. And if anybody's taking best advantage of Srila Prabhupada's teachings and example, it's Kautukarnav Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Happy Vyasa Puja Day. Where should I start? This process of Krishna consciousness that you have selflessly brought to us here is such a treasure. I honestly do not know where or who I would be without it. Even though I've been changing schools and friend groups since I've moved here, the temple has been the one constant part of my life, and you have supplied us with this great facility. My school friends tell me that for the long weekend they go to Tahoe, Cancun, or Hawaii, and I think about how I remain in one place each weekend, and I never get bored of it. It's the same programs, the same schedule every time, and unlike how school gets boring and repetitive, we never run out of variety here. There's always more and more to talk about and read, and that's all due to your efforts of translating books. Your works are the reason why I can be confident about my beliefs when I go to school. I see so many people get lost in the horrible social pressures there, because that's all they know how to do. And I'm so grateful that I have a strong support system in our community to fall back on and confide in. It's not just the community and friends that I have gained here, but it's the way of life that you have brought that is so pure and practical. I've noticed that even if your disciples spent only a couple of moments with you, they somehow remember every interaction in such detail with every word that you spoke. They have been carrying your enthusiasm and mood forward for so many decades. It's hard to believe. This makes me think about how much of an impact you made on the early devotees, that they show so much love for you to this day. Dear Prabhupada, we have so many resources and living examples to follow, like Vaisheshika Prabhu and Nirakula Mataji, but somehow I still fail to recognize that you are the one that has given us all of it. I hope that someday, somehow, I'll be able to have a speck of your devotion. Thank you for everything. Your loving servant, Anushri.
Thank you, Anushri. And next we have Kennedy, Bhaktin Kennedy. And I was thinking, Anushri, when you were reading your offering, that there's such a perfect format for Guhya Makyati Prachuti. And it's the best kind of Bhagavatam class, to hear what's in the hearts of devotees from all different generations and all different circumstances, isn't it? It was very heartfelt and revealing. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. I'm gonna cry. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Because of you, my life is forever changed. Less than a year ago, I bet my material life on the idea of purpose. I lost my friends, my job, my relationship with myself. I gained existential crisis, part whose knows what, and COVID. I ended up back home with my parents, floating aimlessly and wholeheartedly situated in depression and the desire to not exist that I had been experiencing since I was 5 years old. This experience culminated in a prayer, begging for clarity from the universe, from the couch of a coffee shop. And not even 5 minutes later, I had your books in my hand. Your words gave me new life. Your translations broke my illusions long enough for the joy of life to shine through. At first, I didn't understand just how much of yourself you put into your books. I was taught writing was about fabulous lies. But as I got to know you, as your integrity and authenticity and absolute knowledge shined through, my new struggle was to understand how you could be real. Then I met your disciples, who are like the Kaustuba jewel on Krishna's chest. To witness what you've given your disciples shows me who you are. I am still learning to comprehend the vast mercy of your presence, and I will happily spend the whole of this life trying to understand it. You have given the world Vaikuntha, and you have given us the world. I pray you stay always in my heart. I actually have 4 grandmothers and 3 grandfathers, so Krishna already made a space for you in my life. I pray for the shade of your lotus feet, which has brought peace not only to me, but to my family. About 3 Harinams ago, my mom said to me, "Your father and I have been talking, and there's something we want to discuss with you. This is the happiest we've ever seen you. How can we help you center your life around this more?" You are at the root of all happiness. In the material world, we are constantly in debt to someone, be it student loans or medical bills. We are constantly paying the interest. The debt I owe you is greater than the sum of my existence. However, the first lesson I learned at the temple is that this isn't a debt we can pay back, only forward. I am joyfully willing to spend this entire lifetime and the next one and the next one and the next one trying to give this peace to anyone who needs it. Thank you for bringing purpose to my life. You are the answer to every question I have ever asked. And I will never stop seeking, knowing I will always find you. Your humble servant, Kennedy.
Well, just when we thought it couldn't get any better, it's an experience that Prabhupada spoke about, how electricity runs through a wire and it comes down, and when it comes down, you can see that it's coming down. You can touch it and feel it yourself. And through those, especially you, Kennedy, we're seeing that electricity flowing, and all of the benefits that Sudha Goswami mentions in Divinity and Divine Service that spring forth from the heart of a grateful soul who has come in contact with Krishna Katha in its real form, we see manifest in you. And we're so grateful to have you in the community and to be an exemplar of what Prabhupada came to teach and who he came to contact here in America. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Now we have our very own Mukharavind Prabhu. Hare Krishna. That's you?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I am reading this offering on behalf of my senior god sister, Manjul Kanta Devidasi, whom we are very dearly missing here. She has sent this offering 3 days back to me, and she sincerely wished that she be in this assembly. So I thought it will justify better than my offering. I read her offering. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I'm sure I can't justify his expressions, but her expression, but just tolerate with me and think that yes, he's expressing her these words. Dear Srila Prabhupada, happy birthday and thank you. No, sincerely thank you, Prabhupada. You were and still are simply amazing. As I serve in this moment, year after year, my thank you to you keeps maturing, changing in context, getting deeper and more sincere with age and experience. Let me explain. When I came to Krishna consciousness, I was young and capable. I felt like there was enough time ahead to perfect my service and attitude. Lots of Janmashtamis and Radhashtamis, many more appearance day and MSFs, lots of opportunity to serve. My energy was high and my enthusiasm ever higher. I was going to learn all the Shastras, quote all the verses, attend long lectures and serve Prabhupada forever, unlimited, non-stop, hour after hour. Prabhupada, I don't know when my unlimited energy became limited and when my confident strides became hesitant. When did the hours and hours of service start to feel a bit too long And how did the possibility of a sprouting Shastra from my pores started to sound like phony euphoria? It happened somehow, and I never knew when I had entered a fog. Now, as I am walking into the myriad swamps of middle age, and my so-called capable and energetic body start to show signs of depreciation and slow degeneration, I am forced to consider that maybe my optimism was a bit misplaced. Aches and pains and stresses I never knew could exist come creeping into my sincerity and slowing each edge away at my determination, replacing my enthusiasm with practical boundaries and restraints. My mind that would drag me to make commitments and taste waters, push me to stretch boundaries and move barriers, has started to play trick on me. And I begin to think that maybe it's all going to be just a hard-won leap and not a real final victory after all. Maybe this is all I can do in this lifetime. My brakes are turned on and my car is slowing down and will eventually stop. It's inevitable, right? But then I think of you. You who were where my parents are now, at an age where an ugly truth of this body has finally put itself on display. Old and fragile, with your health at uncertain boundaries, you are getting ready to retire and settle down peacefully at your favorite place in the Dham, or so it seemed to all. And yet you took another leap of faith and went with a plan to succeed, where no devotee has succeeded before, to the land of unlimited possibility and unending distraction, at a time when you could have said, quote, I tried, I did my best, now let me rest, unquote. You knew the challenges were Himalayan and the risks were titanic, and yet you pushed on, ready to give it your all, not stopping to hesitate or listen to that soft whisper in your mind that said, quote, no need, you have done your best, just rest, unquote. And in pushing that curtain of Maya aside, you found empowerment and divine guidance and went on to make the impossible possible. My mind tells me, quote, no, that was Prabhupada, he was empowered. What are you? Stay humble and incompetent. That is your place. Don't act too haughty and think you have his sincerity. You tried, you gave your best, now let it be rest. Leave the dreaming to the more capable souls, unquote. Amazing how Maya's tricks are so effective and time-tested. They could have worked then and are certainly capable of working now, except for the fact that we have you wonderful you, confident you, capable you, shining through the fog like God's ray. You show us it is possible, it is doable, it is true. You light up the goal ahead, just as the phenomena in the fog creates a vision, as if to say, you can do it, you are important and capable, you have me. So today, as we celebrate your birthday, coming together as one, all the young, middle-aged, old and ancient, I pray for a drop of your confidence, Srila Prabhupada, the strength to tell Maya, quote, hey, I'm not stopping, no taking a pause. Don't be fooled by this commonplace appearance. I am more than just this body. I am Aladdin and would say, a diamond in the rough. I have so much more to give and I will keep on growing and knowing, keep learning and sowing, stay sharing and caring, and always remember that my best is yet to come. Love you, Srila Prabhupada, loads and loads, your loving grand disciple, Manjul Kantha Devidasi.
Was that from both of you? Was that from her? She's such a good writer. It's very powerful. It was an emotional ride there. And just FYI, you guys aren't old yet. I'm just saying. Okay, now we have Balaram. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. Without you, I would be completely lost, left with no purpose. You came to the West in your old age, suffering unimaginable pain on your journey. You knew no one, and you had no one to serve you, no one to be with you, no one to help you. However, your determination was unbreakable. Gopal Krishna Maharaj declared in a lecture, "Do not take my privilege to suffer for my Guru." You imbibe that same mood of fearlessly surrendering unto your spiritual master. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur only gave you a few instructions, and you only had a few interactions with him, but you made them your life's mission. You constantly work toward preaching to the English-speaking world. Even though you're in Vrindavan, the land of Krishna, living a perfect life in the service of him, you were fixed on completing your Guru's instructions. You were still publishing issues of the Back to Godhead magazine and frequently traveling to Delhi from Vrindavan, and you were still translating the Srimad Bhagavatam. Your heart was always set on preaching in the West. In your introduction to the Nectar of Devotion, you write, "Therefore, the execution of Krishna-conscious activities with the body should be directed by the spiritual master and then performed with faith." You've shown us the perfect example. Every word in your purports is full of potency. One can learn everything from just attentively reading your books. Without all your effort, no one in this room would be here. This temple wouldn't even exist. Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan would just be a foreign, weird name. Everything here is a product of your presence. I'm eternally indebted to you, Srila Prabhupada. Please empower me to follow in your footsteps and keep me under your shelter. Your servant Balaram.
Thank you very much, Balaram. And we have Palika is next. Hare Krishna. Balaram, I really like that quote that you remembered from Gopal Krishna Maharaj, "Do not take my privilege to suffer for my Guru." This is very potently placed. And also the imagery of everything sort of disappearing when we take Prabhupada away reminded me of a movie I saw a long time ago called It's a Wonderful Life. And it's from the viewpoint of somebody who didn't exist, and then you could see. But when we take that from Prabhupada and we notice that it's all, it would have manifested except for him. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Although my offering is very small and insignificant, but I wrote this only for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and for my own purification. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances at your divine lotus feet and allow me to remain there in their soothing shelter forever. Srila Prabhupada, when I see the sufferings and aimless pursuits of people in this material world, I feel extremely, extremely fortunate to be under your divine grace. I'm not sure where I would be and what I would be doing without coming in touch with your grace. I'm even scared to imagine that. Srila Prabhupada, you gave us an aim. You gave us the joyful process of hearing, chanting, dancing, and most importantly, feasting. And just by this simple process, you transformed millions and millions of lives, including mine. Srila Prabhupada, we were involved in so many sinful activities, which were so animalistic. But by giving 4 regulative principles, you made us humans, what to speak of devotion. Thank you, Prabhupada, for this causeless mercy. I still remember when I started my Krishna conscious journey in 2015. For every small thing, I used to run to you. And you always heard my prayers like a loving grandfather. Srila Prabhupada, now after spending few years in your movement, I feel I have lost that innocence and dependency on your grace. I sincerely beg for your mercy that I can again have the same dependency on your divine grace. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada, for whatever you have given me. Thank you forever. Your ever grateful and aspiring servant, Palika Lakshmi Devi Dasi.
Thank you, Palika Lakshmi. Now we have Rasa Sindhu. And just a imagery of you running to Prabhupada just indicates the shelter that he gives everyone. It's a very powerful image. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories unto you. I did not know about this event today, and yet I'm here to speak. Despite my tardiness and lack of preparation and being spaced out, I'm still getting a chance to glorify you and speaks about the volumes of mercy and grace that your movement, your disciples, and then the spaces you have created for everyone has allowed for people like me who wait for things to happen, still get a chance to glorify you. And Prabhupada, my ego is very strong. And as I think about, as I was sitting back there writing this offering, I've been overcome with a deep resistance. And my resistance is primarily stemming from trying to get this offering right and not having enough things to appreciate about Prabhupada. I feel too much in my head and in my own vain effort to avoid being vulnerable and to avoid deeply looking within my heart. However, when I look at you, Srila Prabhupada, and as I push beyond this resistance, I feel a tiny bit of love and gratitude towards you. And it is this spark that I want to lean into right now and trust that I find something to appreciate. And as I lean into this spark, what comes up is a genuine appreciation for the humanness of your experience. You waited for almost an entire lifetime with patience in order to perfectly fulfill the mission of your spiritual master. I get frustrated in my own service to my spiritual master because of my own impatience. And you teach me the importance of trusting Krishna and his timing. You waited years between you met your spiritual master and when you got initiated, between fulfilling your grahastha duties and diving fully into sannyas. Between taking sannyas and then waiting to come to the US, and between coming to the US and patiently waiting for the movement to get picked up. Throughout this patient, you were never passive. You were still working alone in the dark nights, in dingy places, trusting Krishna, and having a dedicated focus on your goal. You suffered heart attacks, break-ins, family drama, politics, immigration challenges, health issues, deprogrammers, and yet you remained dedicated to your mission. You exemplified the principle of no obstacle can come in between, and you continue to bring magic into this world and do things that are unthinkable. This inspires me to keep my faith in Krishna so that I can also do something worthwhile in my service to my Guru Maharaj and never be impacted by obstacles. Srila Prabhupada, I want to appreciate all the various initiatives that you have created so as to cast a net to capture souls running away from themselves. You popularized Kirtan, I wasn't attracted to it. You popularized Prasadam, I still wasn't attracted. You wrote books, I wasn't interested in them. You gave classes, I did not listen to them. You started temples, I still was not into it. Your disciples distributed books, I still somehow avoided them. I was adamant to stay away from your teachings. And in my own arrogance, I became an atheist. And I got interested in science, in quantum mechanics, and collapse of wave function and source of consciousness. And just when I thought I escaped fully all the aspects of all the ways you are trying to capture souls, I ended up at the Bhaktivedanta Institute doing research in physics. And when I thought that I completely escaped your leash, I was captured. And I ended up here years later. Srila Prabhupada, I also appreciate how you have always showed up for me. In 2014, when I doubted Krishna's presence in my life, that same day you appeared in a murti form in my house. When I doubted, when I was going through a deep struggle in 2016, on the streets of Indianapolis, life completely in shambles, not knowing what to do and completely doubting your presence at that point, on an abandoned road, as I was walking on the street, I found a Leela Amrita there. Just kept there and you staring at me. And it is through events like that, no matter how much I get distracted, you have always showed up in my life. And on this day of your appearance, I pray that I become proactive enough to follow you fully rather than waiting for you to show up in my life. I pray that I always remember your struggles and get empowered by your patience so that I can be patient enough to fulfill my service towards my spiritual master who is engaged in your service to Lord Gauranga. Your impatient servant, Rasa Sindhu Das.
Thank you, Rasa Sindhu. And next we have Malini Devi. Hare Krishna. Rasa Sindhu Prabhu, all I can say is you can't make this stuff up. Just shows the miracles that happen by Krishna's arrangement through the medium of the pure devotee. Thank you very much for revealing your heart and your experiences.
Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace, all glories to your illustrious disciples who are guiding us on the path of Krishna consciousness. Wishing you a very happy birthday, Srila Prabhupada. I often wished that I had taken birth during your earthly Leela when you started this Krishna conscious movement. I see the videos of you dancing like a young man even at the age of 70. At that age, in the beginning days of ISKCON, you cooked the entire feast by yourself, served prasadam, and then cleaned up all by yourself without any help. It was not a simple feast of just khichdi, but an opulent feast including chapatis for everyone. You slept only a few hours every night and left a plethora of books for us. I wished I could have seen you at least once, but I missed that chance by a generation. How unfortunate, I thought. You're such a genius that created many of your reflections in the form of your disciples, each of them picking up an aspect of your desire to serve. Some of your disciples focused on your desire to build magnificent temples to attract people towards Krishna consciousness. Some are focused on preaching extensively to youth in colleges, some in distributing prasadam, some in protecting cows and preaching in villages, and some taking care of devotees, some writing books, and some in distributing your books. How fortunate I am that I can still see you in all these beautiful reflections. Another way that I can see you is through your books. You have made Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam accessible even to beginners. Your books are written not with scholarship, but with compassion. Some sections of Srimad Bhagavatam, like the 5th canto and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which describe the different moods of Srimati Radharani, are very technical and hard to understand. But you have explained everything in your books in a simple language to satisfy the needs of all devotees with different intellectual capacity. Vyas is a genius who wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a window to the spiritual world. How fortunate are we that the same Srimad Bhagavatam is now available to us in a book format. Not only that, but you have provided the purpose which makes us understand it so easily. You gave the sweetest ripe mango, squeezed it in a juice, poured it in a cup, ready to drink, and available in tens and thousands of copies. It's like a nectar in a to-go container. When we present this nectar, people reject this because so many of other ideologies. Sometimes it is frustrating when people say, I am fine and I don't need this book. This is like saying, I'm fine with a piece of stone and I'm okay to throw away the diamond. It breaks my heart when people who are so qualified to take Srimad Bhagavatam end up not taking it because of some mental block, either due to their erudite scholarship or due to their previous impressions or due to their deliberate effort to remain ignorant. But on the other hand, it is also so encouraging to see people who come looking for Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. It is also encouraging to see how people are reading your books and transforming their lives and accepting Diksha in your Sampradaya. My duty is just to present this knowledge sincerely to the best of my ability with the consciousness that I am a transparent via medium. Rest is up to you, Srila Prabhupada. During Sadhu Sangha 2022, His Grace Radhikaraman Prabhu mentioned that previously this knowledge of Vedic scriptures was only with the qualified Brahmanas who studied the scriptures. Lord Chaitanya broke the barriers and opened up the storehouse and distributed this love of Godhead freely. Now that we have received this supreme knowledge, it also comes with a great responsibility. We cannot keep it to ourselves, but help Lord Chaitanya to continue with distribution. I personally have no qualification to distribute this sublime knowledge, but by the mercy of my spiritual master, I have been given this knowledge which I cannot keep it to myself. I also have a tiny desire to assist His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji in their service to you, Srila Prabhupada. By serving your reflections, I hope that I may someday be able to serve you. Your appearance day comes just before Bhadra Purnima. Like every year, we set goals that push us out of our comfort zone. This year, our goal is to distribute at least 3,000 Bhagavatam sets, beat Pune, and get the 34. I don't know how to do it, so I pray that you guide us to smash our goals. On this most auspicious occasion, I pray that you bless me with good health, association of sadhus, and ability to take advantage of that association to purify my consciousness so that I can serve you better. Please forgive my shortcomings in my attempts to serve you. Your insignificant granddaughter, Malini Devi Dasi.
Thank you, Malini. Halayuta Kripa is next. And Malini, whenever Prabhupada saw that there were book distributors in any assembly or in a morning walk, he always turned his attention to them and asked, what are you telling? What are they saying? And he would find your offering extremely interesting. The points about how people throw away the diamond and keep the stone. He wrote an article, The Chronic Disease of Modern Man, No Time. He experienced the same frustrations of trying to give away the diamond and people not taking. And also I found that point you made that he wrote these not with scholarship but with compassion. That was a powerful statement, a sutra to keep. Thank you very much for all you do. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Dandavat Pranams, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. I would like to wish you a very happy appearance day, and I want to take this opportunity, as one does on anybody's birthday,
to tell you what I'm grateful for. There's an unlimited list of glories you have, and all the devotees around the world speak for hours on them. But I'll just share what I've personally realized myself. In this past year, I've moved across the country, started a new job, lost some friends and made some new ones, and received initiation. There's certainly been a lot of changes, and often I struggle. But I understand that my changes are not so difficult because I have so much support in the community around me. That's when I remember how amazing you are. You had to go through way more extreme changes, move across the world, leave your home and God family behind, and come to this foreign country with nothing in your pockets at your old age. You didn't have a community to keep encouraging you. You didn't have clear stability. You didn't have any promise of success. Yet you strived for fulfilling your Guru's order. Thank you for doing this, because without your great endeavor and sacrifice, all of us would not be sitting here today. And once you did get here, you created the ISKCON movement for all of us. Personally, ISKCON is my saving grace. Even now when things go bad, I remember that I'm only staying around for this, for getting the merciful association of my Guru, your disciple who is the light in my darkness, for having the association of my friends in the youth who help keep things fun in bhakti, for having the association of all the devotees present in this community and all the communities I've lived in, because you all act as my inspiration and my guidance. And of course for the programs, service, temples, prasadam, I'm grateful for it all, especially the books that, as we all know, are the everlasting Brihad Mridanga that continues to drop like bombs in the battle against Maya. In fact, without all these things, I would really question what life is about. I say this because even though I'm young, I don't feel very excited for material life so much. People my age are so excited to work day and night in their job, for going here and there to look at wonders of the world, for doing crazy and risky things. But to be honest, that doesn't attract me so much. But this past year at ISV, I realized my own experience of real happiness. It's when I get to come here on Saturday mornings with Maharaj, and especially when Maharaj sings Guru Puja, so I get the chance to see my Guru glorify his Guru, you, in jubilation and song. It's just poetic. I'm grateful you gave us this whole process, and through it, I have the chance to follow in your parampara. And yes, I am most grateful for your disciples, especially Guru Maharaj and Guru Ma. They are single-handedly my greatest inspiration. They carry your message and make it available to people who never got to meet you personally, like myself. I'm grateful that you gave ISV them, because they show us all your mood, your mercy, and your purity. Thank you for giving me the chance to connect to you through them. This is just a small summary of how you saved my life by giving me a real purpose, a real family, real friends, and real love. I pray to you for your mercy and blessings so I can help carry this movement forward as I grow up, so I can deepen my sadhana, and that I can start memorizing Shastra and increase my knowledge. I always have many desires but seem to fall short in all of them, so I really need your blessings today. Thank you again, your aspiring servant, Haliyuda Kripadas.
Thank you, Haliyuda Kripa. And now we have Kunjari. And Haliyuda Kripa, I found a parallel between what you and Anushree said, is comparing what is available in the world. You were talking about people doing dangerous and crazy things and going on vacations, and she talked about how she's content to come to the same place, same schedule, trying to find something out there. And it's such a testament to the potency of Krishna consciousness that you can hear it again and again, read it again and again, and be in one place and feel satisfied and not be attracted to everything else. Whatever it is, jumping off buildings or something. Okay, Kunjari, go ahead.
Happy birthday, Prabhupada. On this auspicious day of your birthday, I would like to share a story about you and Indra Devna Swami Maharaj. One day, Prabhupada was gonna go to London, and by mercy, Indradevna Swami Maharaj got on the same flight. The flight started, the movie started. Indradevna Swami Maharaj wondered what the movie is, but he said, "No, I'm in the flight with Prabhupada. I should not think about the movie." And he read it, the Bhagavad Gita. Dehi asmin yata dehi kumara maranjana. And then Prabhupada was laughing. Then he still started reading the Bhagavad Gita. And then Prabhupada was laughing louder. Prabhupada was watching the movie. Prabhupada was watching Charlie Chaplin. And Indradevna Swami Maharaj also started laughing. Then they noticed that Indradevna Swami Maharaj noticed that they were laughing in more than anybody in the whole plane. And then Indradevna Swami Maharaj got confused. Then there was another associate of Prabhupada. So he said, "Pradyumna Prabhu, I need to go to the bathroom." He said, "You're a big boy, you can go by yourself." And then he said, "No, I need to tell you something." Then he told that we are not supposed to watch video. Then why is Prabhupada watching Charlie Chaplin? Then he said, "Why don't you ask Prabhupada?" But he said, "No, you ask." Then Pradyumna Prabhu went and he asked Prabhupada that, "Why do you watch Charlie Chaplin?" Prabhupada said, "Because when I was a small kid, I used to watch Charlie Chaplin all the time. And also because Charlie Chaplin has original humor and Krishna is the source of all original things, I can see Krishna in Charlie Chaplin." And I pray, Prabhupada, that by your mercy, if you so desire, you can also help me see Krishna in everything.
Thank you, Kunjuri. It just goes to prove that facts tell, but stories sell. And Kunjuri's a great storyteller, with a great ending, too. You wrapped it all up. Very nice. Okay, next is Sachinandana.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशदेशतारिणे. Thank you for the opportunity, Vaisheshika Prabhu and the community, for letting me speak on Prabhupada's appearance day. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhupada. Ever since I was really little, you know that I've had a lot of love and devotion for Hanumanji. I am not qualified to be called as devotee, but I still love Hanumanji with all my heart. I have always been searching for a role model like him during the present times. And my father, Sachi Tanuj Prabhu, made me realize something that has been etched in my heart forever. All I'm going to say to you as an offering are the teachings of my father, my Siksha Guru. Hanumanji, on the orders of Lakshman and Ram, traveled across the ocean to get Sita Mai back to Ram. Ram is Bhagavan, Lakshman is Guru Tattva, and Sita is a representation of a jiva, trapped in Ravan's palace, which represents Kali. You, like Hanumanji, travel to a new foreign land, all alone, through the ocean, to save jivas like us. When Hanumanji was traveling to Lanka, he was obstructed by many demons, and when he landed in Lanka, he went through a lot of emotional distress, as described in the Sundarkand. Similarly, you went through multiple heart attacks during the journey, and you faced emotional trauma and physical stress when you reached the icy cold land of Boston. After looking for Sita Mai everywhere with no luck, Hanumanji was lost and depressed, and he was ready to commit suicide. But he overcame this emotional trauma and gained his Shakti back when he proclaimed that he was an arrow of Lord Ram, and because of this and this only, he would never miss his goal. It was Ram's power which brought him back and brought him success in finding Sita Mai. Similarly, you were struggling in the Jaladuta with so much health issues. And when you were writing the poem in the Jaladuta, you mentioned that you were Krishna and Guru's puppet, and you were ready to dance however they wanted you to dance. In this mood, you have conquered the world, Srila Prabhupada. You fought so many impersonalists, atheists, and materialists to save so many souls like us. Similarly, Hanumanji fought so many demons, and so many demons like Ravan, and also came back to Ram with full success in his mission. You are my Hanumanji, Prabhupada. Thank you so much for saving me and saving so many other souls in this world, and I'm eternally, eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sachinandan. And next is Srivas Pandit Prabhu, the closer. Hare Krishna. I was thinking, Sachinandan, when you were speaking about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, Swayam Bhagavan, and he accommodated everybody's sentiment for Krishna in whatever form. Even Anupam was a great devotee of Lord Ram, and he encouraged him in that way. And similarly, Srila Prabhupada is said to have built a house in which everyone can live. So it just becomes apparent how everyone's devotion can be consolidated here and counted from every facet of, and whichever way it's coming from their hearts. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Hare Krishna. It's the thought that counts.
Hare Krishna. Dearest Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to His divine grace. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 30th verse, this is the verse that goes, Tvayam bojaksha khila sattva dhamni samadhina veshita cheta saike Tatpadapotena mahatkritena kurvanti govatsa padam bhavabdhim. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the oceans of Nishayans, one follows in the footsteps of Mahajanas, great saints, sages, and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross over the oceans of Nishayans as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a cow. And in the purport, a little bit ahead, part of the purport you write, a yogi is fully absorbed in the thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for he has no other business than to think of the Lord always within the heart. It's also said, Samashhritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam buddhirvatsa padam param padam 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 yadvi padam natesham. For one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the enemy of demon Mura, the ocean of material world, is like the water contained in the calf's hoof print. His goal is Parampadam or Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. Dearest Srila Prabhupada, you have taken the historic voyage on Jaladuta, and you crossed the ocean suffering innumerable tribulations and culminating, or the highest of them being suffering 2 heart attacks. You had been fully and firmly ensconced in Vrindavan, and you were practically, as you said, in the last stage of your life, and you could have not risked your journey to this Western world out of fear of keeping your own spiritual life intact, but out of deep compassion for the fallen souls of this material existence. You have taken this enormous journey and you crossed the ocean. By crossing the ocean, you have made sure that everybody else find this ocean of material existence as small as a hoofprint of a calf. The great sages, when they cross the ocean of material existence, they leave the boat on the other side so that others who are on the other riverbank can take benefit of them. And I was wondering, what boats did you leave for us? And one thing that comes to my mind is that you left many boats in the form of books. As Kennedy mentioned, as Malini mentioned, the books that you never know can become boats for those who are seeking escape from the harsh struggle of material existence. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for the millions of boats that you gave us and your disciples here at ISKCON Silicon Valley, headed by Vaisheshika Prabhu and Irakul Amatji, have taken on this great job of distributing the books, which are like boats for so many people who want to cross over this material existence. So when we go on book distribution, Srila Prabhupada, may we remember it's also the boat distribution, because they are boats for many people who will cross over the material existence. Thank you so much for engaging us and for giving us the shelter of your disciples so that we may be firmly ensconced in spiritual life, and may we also firmly have the boat in our hands so that we also can cross over the material existence. Thank you so very much. And on this auspicious appearance day, I pray at your lotus feet that may we serve your disciples so that you will be pleased as a result of service to them. Thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Srivastava Prabhu. And as you expressed so aptly, the books are boats, but somebody's got to show us how to sail them. And as the Shiksha Guru for the community and teaching us the tenets of Prabhupada's books, you're showing us how to apply the teachings and verily to sail those boats across the ocean. Thank you very much for all that you do. So this has been nice, right? Yes. It's almost too nice. So, yeah, we can see the effect of Krishna consciousness, seeing the effect of Krishna consciousness, of how it comes down, how it's very personal. We heard during the Janmashtami how personal Diksha is. In the initiation, Vasudeva gave Krishna from his own mind and heart to Devaki, and Prabhupada makes much of that in the purport, or something of that, and he quotes Vira Raghavacharya, and that everything's personal, and it's all coming from Krishna, but it has to come through a person. And Prabhupada, as the representative of Krishna in his sincere following of his Guru Maharaj, and as so many pointed out, painstaking path to giving it to others in the world, had an effect, and the effect is in all of us. It's seen in all of us and in all of our activities. It's quite encouraging then to give it to other people too. And even if you're not sure where a book goes when you distribute it, it could be on some pathway behind an industrial path, industrial parkway. As Rasa Sindhu Prabhu said, he was walking along and all of a sudden found a Lilamrita. And therefore, I think this sharing of our experience and realizations of how Prabhupada has come into our hearts and lives and is still inspiring us is vital for a living movement to see how that takes place on a spiritual, visceral level, spiritual and visceral level. So thank you everyone for giving your might to express yourselves. It's always challenging, isn't it? To sit down in front of a blank piece of paper and then actually express how you feel. But I think that all of you in your presentations were extraordinarily potent. So many good expressions and well-written expressions of your realizations. Do you all feel like that? Yes. Yeah, that's fantastic. And for those who haven't had a chance yet, there will be more chances in the not too distant future. And we can always bring it out in the expression of our, we can always bring out the expression of our appreciation and gratitude in our own service and steadiness. So now we have opportunity to do the Guru Puja. So we're going to, as usual, disassemble our theater, like in this assembly, and we'll put all the seats away, roll up this carpet, and we'll gather once again for Guru Puja for Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpadrishcha kripasindhavevacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Nantakoti Vaishnavi ki jai.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you. Your offering is really nice.
Yours too. Yours is very, very nice.
Well, you want to do something this side. Sadhus.
Hey, when'd you get here? Huh? When'd you get? While Gita Free is offering. Yeah, that's all I know. I don't know what time.
Let's hear it. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, these prayers that we sing before we sing the Guru Puja, prayers that were sung by one of Prabhupada's beloved godbrothers, Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Prabhupada used to spend time with when he would come to see Prabhupada in Mayapur. And he was fully absorbed in bhajan, as Babajis they chant all the time. He liked to sing Sanskrit verses along with or as a preface to sometimes singing various songs. And just recently, we started a process as a team to curate many of the recordings that come from that era, because one of my godbrothers, Gopati Prabhu, had the foresight to record many of them at that time. It preserves an era through sound and passing down, so I thought it to be important to preserve little pieces of the culture through the parampara that we all imbibe and that are able to feel and pass on. But because of the fact that Gopati recorded these, I wanted you to hear the original recording of these prayers sung by Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, whom we are emulating, and when we sing them now, and it'll give you a depth of feeling for the process of singing these prayers. And it looks like, as I may seem a little wordy, it's because I'm stalling so they can get that going. Okay, we're good. And maybe put the words up, and we'll just follow along the best we can with the Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Put it up. Can't see it. Next slide.
Manumapi sati putramattasvarupam Rupam tesyagrajam gurupurim মাথুরিং গোষ্ঠবাটিং রাধা কুন্দং গিরিবরমহো রাধিকা মাধবাসাং প্রাপ্তো যস্য প্রথিত কৃপয়া শ্রীগুরুং তং নতোস্মি। হে শ্রী গুরু জ্ঞানদ দীনবন্ধু স্বানন্দ দাতা করুণৈক সিন্ধু। হে শ্রী গুরু জ্ঞানদ দীনবন্ধু স্বানন্দ দাতা করুণৈক সিন্ধু। বৃন্দাবনাসীনা হিতাবতার প্রসীদ রাধা প্রণয় প্রচার। হে দীনবন্ধো করুণৈক সিন্ধু কুরু প্রসীদং মহিমঙ্গমূলে লক্ষাপরাধে কৃতয়াপরাধে। হে লক্ষাপরাধে বহু পাপগারে তৎপাদ পদমেষ্টু মথিষ্ঠ কৃষ্ণে। শ্রী গুরু চরণ পদ্মা কেবল কতি সদমা বন্দময়ী সাবধান মতে। যাহার প্রসাদে ভাই এ ভাবত রিয়া যাই। কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি হয় যাহা হইতে পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তে করিয়া ঐক্য। আর না করিহ মনে আর শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি। শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি এই সেবু তম। শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি এই সেবু তম গতি। যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা চক্ষুদান যেই জনমে জনমে প্রভু সেই দিব্যজ্ঞান হৃদে প্রকাশিত। প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশ যাতে। বেদে গায় যাহার চরিত। শ্রী গুরু কো সিন্ধু অধাম নার বন্ধু। লোকনাথ লোকের জীবন। প্রভুপাদ দেহামরে পদ ছায়া এবে জ্বর ভূষণ ত্রিভু বন দেব পতিত পাবন এই রামায় দয়া কর অতিথি বাবা গুরুদেব এই রামায় দয়া কর কৃষ্ণ নামে রুচি দিয়া এই রামায় দয়া কর শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য
Hare Krishna. Hare Sri Guru Charana. You give it. Sri Guru Charana Padma Hivalabha পাখি যাহা হইতে আদি জানি না যাতে Radha Shama Sundar. List. Radha Madan Mohan. Radha Madhava. You ready? Radha Bhakti Hari. Radha Damodara. Radha Giridhari. Radha Gokulananda. Radha Gokulananda. Radha Gopinatha. Radha Gopi Vallabha. Radha Gopi Vallabha. Radha Kishore Gopinath. Radha Kunja Vihari. Oh, Radha Kunja Vihari. Radha Landaneshwar. Radha Shyam Sundar. Radha Shyam Sundar. Gandharvika Giridhari. Radha Nilamada. Radha Nilamada. Radha Harishvara. Radha Parthasarthi. Radha Parthasarthi. Radha Ramana. Radha Ramana. Radha Ramana. Radha Rashbihari. Radha Rashbihari. Kishore Kishore. Kishore Kishore. Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Rukmini Jagadish. Radha Govinda. Radha Govinda. Radha Kalachandri. Radha Bhagare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Rajakacharya Ashtotara Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Rajakacharya Ashtotara Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Dham Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Brihad Mridanga Ki Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. First of all, I acknowledge and glorify, appreciate all the devotees who are engaged in the flower services. And there were dozens and dozens, and some had organized it from the top down. Your service is turning this little space in the middle of Silicon Valley into the spiritual world. Prabhupada said opulence in deity worship means flowers. And your whole team has become, is empowered. All glories to those who are working with the garland making, with the decorations. Your work is sublime. Hare Krishna. As for the deity department, the deities look so beautiful. We appreciate it through the eyes of all the devotees who came from all over Silicon Valley in the thousands just to have one glimpse, and they were not disappointed. There are many places people can go to see Krishna, and the dressing and the presentation is half-hearted at best. But the tradition of giving Krishna not just first class, but as Prabhupada said, beyond first class, is what we're trying for here, and it shows. So we thank Ramananda Sakar Prabhu and all the devotees in the deity department for their hard work and devotion. And now we want to hear from the Bhakti community. A quick announcement.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. I want to announce about Bhakti community is an online community. We all heard so much today about Prabhupada and this mood of compassion, love, extreme care, how he would even cook for people, do their dishes, take care of them, and when they are not in the temple, when they are looking sick, he checks like what's happened to them, when they are not, where are they? So he had extreme care, and that's the exact mood that Bhakti community is trying to imbibe. When we give books, that's not the end, that's just the beginning. As we heard from Kennedy when she got the book, how her life changed, and there's so many others. They're going through so much. So when we give the book, please also share with them the information about Bhakti community, where we are trying to connect with them with love, compassion, no judgment, give them an environment where they can be themselves and they can feel loved, and then they can come towards Bhakti. So that's a process we are following, we are trying to follow. We have a simple website. Please dial into www.bhakticommunity.com, and as soon as you give books, and if the people who are receiving books are open for spiritual classes, just register them. As soon as we get their email ID, we will connect with them and we'll share with them our classes. And you yourself, please register so you know what classes are going on, when they are happening, what the Zoom ID. So even though you're not able to connect, but you can at least share them the Zoom ID and the information. So requesting you all to connect, and also connect all the newcomers to Bhakti community. Hare Krishna.
And now we have Malini Devi Dasi to tell us about the book distribution team.
Hare Krishna. Now that Janmashtami and Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja is done, can you guess how many days till we have Bhadra Purnima coming? 20. Yes, accurate. So it's a countdown has started, and our goal is at least 3,000 Srimad Bhagavatams, get the 34 and beat Pune. So please tax your brains to see how we can do those rest of the Bhagavatam sets. And tomorrow we'll also reveal the number, where we are so far, and how much more to go. I think Bhagavatam is for everybody. I was just reflecting on something that happened last week at my work. One of my colleagues who I work with, I've been working for the last 4 months with him. And I didn't realize, but in one of the calls, when I was talking to him, he said, Jai Shri Krishna, in my office meeting. And I said, why are you saying Jai Shri Krishna? He said, oh, I thought you liked Krishna. Then I said, how did you infer? And he said, something went wrong. You always say, oh Krishna or something. Unknowingly, I was saying that, which I think he picked up. And then he said, after that, I've been seeing since last 4 months, there's different signs where I've been attracted towards chanting Om Namah Shivaya. And from that, I'm reading some stories about Lord Vishnu. And recently, I'm hearing from someone who tells stories about Bhagavatam. And he said, he shared one story. He said he started crying after listening to that. And I said, which story? This is one of Krishna's friend. I don't know what is his name. I said, is it Sudama? He said, no, not Sudama. And he said, is it Subala? He said, no. What is it? He said, something that when he goes and he tells Nanda and Yashoda and all those things, he said, Uddhava. I said, yes, Uddhava. He was just listening to the stories like that. And then I told, all these stories, the source is from Srimad Bhagavatam. And he said, he called me and said, get me the books tomorrow. And I delivered him the whole set of Srimad Bhagavatam to him at my office. I have a picture I forgot to share. And then he also enrolled his daughter into classes on the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. So just some contact, a little contact with Krishna consciousness or with some stories actually attracts everyone to read Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he got the books, he said this is heavy material. But he said, I'm slowly plowing through. So please try to bring up Srimad Bhagavatam wherever you can, whenever you can. And today we'll go out to all the stores in different places, in Cupertino, Fremont, in Dublin, Pleasanton, and Western Sankirtan team is going to also different spots. There is Mountain View Art and Wine Festival. I don't know if you noticed that there are all booths set up there. It's a very nice location. One location, they will go there. Any other location, Prabhu? Capitola Festival. Palestinian Festival. Are we distributing Arabic books there? Jai. Anandarupa Prabhu and Ananda Kishore Prabhu and Ananga Gopika Mataji are already on there. Adinath Krishna Prabhu is also going. Okay. All right. Anything else, Prabhu? Oh, there is one more festival, Oakland Pride Parade. We're also going there. The reason we are mentioning all these festivals is that if you like, you can join any one of them. These are really nice. In Mountain View Art and Wine Festival, we meet very nice people there, and a lot of people even come to the temple after meeting devotees there at Art and Wine Festival. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
And now we hear about the cooks for today.
Hare Krishna. Today's prasadam was cooked by Hansa Priya Mataji, Shama Bhakta Prabhu, and Shastra Saraprada.
Any more announcement? Shari Radvijada. I recommend that you get a printout of the 34. There's a PDF around, and just carry it with you, because you'll find opportunities throughout the day. There's 20 days left. We'll have a chance, right, around Bhadra or just after, for everyone to recite it from beginning to end and then backwards. So just get a lot of association with the verses. Okay? Thank you. Please come take prasadam. Vanchkaldavisha kripa sindhavesha patitanam pavanibhyo Vishnu. Everyone should do at least 10 sets.